All right, let's jump right in, shall we? We've got a packed show tonight. Last night, February 20th, 2025, was an absolute roller coaster in the NBA.
Definitely some surprises. Some teams really stepped up.
Absolutely. We saw some incredible performances from the Warriors, Kings, Thunder, Jazz.
Oh, and let's not forget the Rockets, Timberwolves, Mavericks, and Pelicans.
You're right. And the Pistons, and of course the Spurs. So much to unpack.
Yeah, a real showcase of young talent coming up in the league, too. Feels like we're watching a shift happen.
Let's dive right into it. That Thunder game against the Jazz, 130 to 107. A total blowout. I mean, did that scoreline shock you at all?
Well, the Thunder have been playing with a lot of energy and focus this season, but I have to admit, that level of offensive firepower, really impressive. Especially that ball movement, they were on fire.
38 assists. I mean, wow, that's got to be a season high for them, right?
It is, and when a team's sharing the ball like that, finding the open man consistently, that's when the magic happens.
6 Thunder players in double digits. Speaks volumes about their teamwork.
It does. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was leading the charge with 21 points, but really everyone contributed. Chet Holmgren had a great night too, 20 points, 7 rebounds. Such a versatile player.
Speaking of young talent, let's talk about the Rockets game. That was a close one. They just edged out the Timberwolves, 121 to 115.
Yeah, talk about a nail-biter. The Timberwolves fought hard, but Jalen Green just had one of those nights. Couldn't miss.
35 points, 5 three-pointers. The kid was on fire.
He was incredible to watch. He was hitting everything. Pull-up jumpers, step-backs, even a few off-balance shots that somehow went in. And you know what else impressed me? His ability to draw fouls. He was getting to the free throw line all night long.
Yeah, kept the Timberwolves on their toes for sure. Can't forget Amen Thompson either. That guy is something else.
He had a fantastic all-around game. 17 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists.
A real triple-double threat every time he steps on the court.
He really helped control the tempo for the Rockets and his rebounding. Especially with Jabari Smith Jr. back in the lineup, gave the Rockets a lot of second-chance opportunities.
All right, let's move on to the Pistons. They had a huge win against the Spurs. Talk about a statement game, 125 to 110.
Yeah, Cade Cunningham was absolutely masterful, 25 points and 12 assists.
He was everywhere, just orchestrating the offense. And then you've got Jalen Duren with a double-double, 21 points and 15 rebounds.
The Pistons completely dominated the boards. They out-rebounded the Spurs 52 to 33. And that 19-0 run they had, game changer.
Spanning the end of the first half and into the second, really put the Spurs on their heels. I don't think they ever recovered.
I think that run showcased everything the Pistons are capable of. Aggressive defense, quick transition offense, and some hot shooting. They were unstoppable for those few minutes.
All right, let's switch gears a bit and talk about the Golden State Warriors. Even with Steph Curry having a relatively quiet night, 20 points, they still blew out the Kings, 132 or 108. I mean, is there any stopping this team?
That's the scary thing about the Warriors. Even when their star player isn't going off, they have so much depth.
Yeah, Buddy Hield and Moses Moody both had 22 points, each with 5 three-pointers. Talk about picking up the slack.
And then you have Brandon Podziemski coming off the bench and scoring 21 points. That kind of scoring depth is just incredible.
It really was a team effort. They just moved the ball so well, and their defense was suffocating.
Right. They only had 12 turnovers for the entire game. When the Warriors take care of the ball like that and they're hitting their shots, they're incredibly tough to beat.
Let's finish this first part by talking about the Dallas Mavericks. They had a solid win against the New Orleans Pelicans, 111 to 103.
Kyrie Irving really put on a show, 35 points. The guy is a magician with the ball.
Those handles and that step-back jumper, unstoppable.
He made it look effortless, but I think the Mavericks as a whole played really well. They capitalized on some mistakes from the Pelican and showed a lot of composure down the stretch.
It's pretty amazing how the Pelicans just couldn't seem to contain Kyrie, huh?
Oh, he's a tough matchup, for sure.
I mean, Zion and C.J. McCollum are no slouches on defense.
True, but Kyrie's quickness and ball handling skills, they're just on another level.
So are you saying it was more than just Kyrie being Kyrie? Like, the Mavericks had a solid game plan going in.
Yeah, definitely. The Mavericks really schemed well to get Kyrie open. Lots of off-ball movement, screen, forced the Pelicans to make tough choices.
Interesting. So a combination of Kyrie's talent and the Mavs' strategy.
Exactly. It's always a team effort, You can have the best player in the world, but without a good system, it's tough to win consistently.
That makes sense. And, we've seen that tonight with other teams, too. The Thunder, the Pistons. They all played so well together.
Right. Sharing the ball, playing unselfish basketball, that's what wins games in this league.
Like the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, right?
Absolutely. And that's what makes the NBA so exciting to watch. So many different styles, strategies, and, of course, incredible talent.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get on any given night. Speaking of which, I have to admit, the Pistons win against the Spurs. Didn't see that coming.
Oh, yeah, that was a big win.
Totally dominated. I mean, especially in the paint.
Jalen Duren was a beast on the boards. And Cade Cunningham just made play after play.
What about that 19-0 run, though?
Incredible. I mean, did you feel like this was a team on a mission?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That intensity, that focus, like they flipped a switch.
They just clicked. It's amazing to see a young team like that find their rhythm.
Makes you wonder what they're capable of, right? If they can keep playing at that level.
Well, they certainly have the talent and the athleticism.
And now it seems the belief.
Yeah, if they can maintain this momentum, they could be a serious contender in the East.
So we've got these young, up-and-coming teams like the Pistons, the Thunder, and then you've got those powerhouses like the Warriors who are still finding ways to win.
The NBA is a wild place.
It is. And tonight, it feels like the big takeaway is teamwork.
Oh, for sure. You look at the Thunder moving the ball so well, the Pistons owning the boards.
The Mavericks executing their offense so crisply. It's the teams playing as unit that are coming out on top.
No doubt about it. Basketball's a team sport, and the teams that understand that have a huge advantage.
And as the season goes on, I think it'll be fascinating to see which teams can really harness that team dynamic and make a run for the championship. It's amazing to see how each team kind of carves out their own path to success. Like, we've got these high-scoring offenses, some really tough defenses. It's a real mix. What does this tell us about the NBA right now?
I think it really shows just how much talent there is and how the game itself is changing. Teams are becoming more versatile, more adaptable. They're really thinking strategically about how to play.
Definitely. We're seeing that mix of like old school basketball and the new style. Lots of emphasis on three-pointers, spacing the floor.
And it's making things really unpredictable.
Totally. Upsets, close games, blowouts. All in the same week.
Yeah, the competition is fierce this year. There are no easy wins. Every team has the potential to win on any given night.
All right, so as we wrap up our deep dive into these crazy games, I'm curious, what was the most surprising thing for you last night?
I think it has to be the Pistons. The way they played against the Spurs, that was unexpected. They were just firing on all cylinders, playing with this intensity.
They were like a different team.
Right. It's like they suddenly realized what they're capable of.
They were aggressive, physical, never let up.
Controlled the tempo, dominated the boards, their offense was clicking, they had it all going on.
Makes you wonder what they can do if they keep this up.
They've got the talent, they've got the athleticism, and now it seems they've got the belief. If they can maintain this momentum, they could really shake things up in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting to watch. Well, folks, it's been a wild ride so far this season, and I'm sure there are plenty more surprises in store.
Oh yeah, this season is shaping up to be one for the books.
Tons of talented teams, so many compelling stories. What more could you ask for?
The NBA is in a great place right now. We've got established stars, we've got up-and-coming talent, and some really innovative strategies.
Exactly. And that's what keeps us coming back for more. The drama, the excitement, the feeling that anything can happen.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, before we go, I want to leave everyone with one thought. Keep an eye on those Pistons. They might just be the team that throws a wrench in everyone's predictions.
I think that's a great point. They could be the dark horse this year.
All right, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the NBA. Until next time, keep watching, stay engaged, and we'll be back soon to break it all down again.